This video is designed to show you how to sharpen an axe blade and bring the surface to a smooth, polished finish. Keeping the axe head polished and the blade sharp will allow the axe to function properly and effectively. Because safety is our top priority, safety glasses, a dust mask, and gloves must be worn during this process. Tools that may be needed to polish and sharpen an axe are as follows: a mill-bastard file with a handle and a leather safety guard, sandpaper. You'll need 180, 320, 400, 600, and 800 grit sandpaper, polishing compound, a sharpening stone, an angle gauge, a sanding block, clamps, an angle grinder with a 120 grit zirconia flap disc, an electric sander with 80 and 120 grit sandpaper, and a workbench with a mounted bench grinder equipped with a wire wheel and a polishing wheel. Step 1. Using the bench grinder's wire wheel, remove paint, rust, and debris from the axe head. It's important to use only the bottom half of the wire wheel in order to prevent kickback and injuries. Step 2. If your axe surface is already relatively smooth, you can skip this step. Use the angle grinder with a 120 grit zirconia flap disc to smooth out the rough areas on the axe head. Use caution not to overheat the axe, which can cause the metal to lose its hardness and temper. Never use the grinder on the axe's blade. Step 3. Sand the axe head using an electric sander. Start with 80 grit sandpaper and work up to 120 grit sandpaper. I like to use this method because it speeds up the process and won't overheat the metal. Step 4. Sand the axe head by hand, starting with 180 grit sandpaper and working your way up to 800 grit sandpaper. You will use 180, 360, 400, 600, and 800 grit sandpaper in this step. Be sure to sand back and forth, not side to side. Step 5. Now it's time to sharpen the blade. Never use a bench grinder to sharpen an axe blade, as the grinding stone will leave a concave grind and will overheat the blade, causing it to lose its temper. Instead, use a mill-bastard file and carefully push the file towards the blade. Use caution to maintain the factory's convex bevel. Use the same number of strokes on both sides of the blade to maintain a symmetrical edge. The bevel angle should be maintained at approximately 25 degrees. Step 6. Lay the surface of the axe on a sharpening stone and roll the axe up until the edge of the blade meets the stone. Then, with light circular motions, hone the blade from toe to heel and back. Repeat this process on the other side. Step 7. Polish the axe head with the bench grinder's polishing wheel. First, gently apply polishing compound to the polishing wheel for about a second. Then, with very light pressure, polish the axe head. To prevent kickback and injuries, always use the bottom half of the polishing wheel. Never polish the blade into the rotation of the wheel. Always buff the blade with the rotation of the wheel, with the blade facing away from you. Step 8. Finally, lubricate the axe head with a protective oil to prevent rust. We have transformed this rusty, dull, painted axe into a more functional and effective tool that will be easier to use. Remember to keep it clean, sharp, and oiled. If you take care of your axe, it will take care of you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button below and feel free to post a comment or question. You can also hit the subscribe button to be notified when new videos are available.